Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm going to be testing GhostRunner 2 on the Steam Deck thanks to 505 Games for providing a code of the game a week and a half early, so I was able to play the game and get a feel on how to configure it. So first of all, deck compatibility unknown, the game is not out yet, but I'm using Proton Experimental, and there's a big problem. Hopefully it's fixed at the time this video is published, but there is shader compilation stutter. There were a few patches while I was playing that improved the situation, but just to show you guys how it looks on the first launch, I'm going to delete the shader cache that I generated. So 1 second, we'll get into the game. So you go to the developer and yeah, delete Proton files. So now I'm going to have a new shader cache. I'm also making sure using Decky with the storage cleaner. As you can see here, we're going to delete those. Your selected shader cache. So it's going to re-download my Proton experimental part. So yeah, now we can start the game from scratch. So let's get there. Okay, guys, we're into the game now. First launch. And you'll see a shader compilation pass, as you can see, very quick. Again, no shaders compiled beforehand. And you might say, oh, that's very quick, awesome. Well, it doesn't seem to be complete. Let's just leave it at that. So, first of all, in the menu we got 25 FPS. You might be scared, don't worry. The menu is the most demanding part of the game so far, so which is pretty funny. So, let's target first 6 FPS, then we target native res. So, you can turn off shadows for a massive performance uplift, but I don't recommend it. Effects, medium or low, should be okay on any of those. Medium removes the screen space reflections. Then anti-aliasing is TAA, so keep it like that. In this game, blur actually looks pretty good. Gives you a good amount of speed, but for the purposes of the video, I'm turning it off. Some of you guys might want to enable it. This is one of the few games where I will use it. And we have good old FSR2 or XeSS. There's also DLSS, but we don't have an RTX card. So you can do quality FSR2 or balanced XeSS. So let's start with quality XeSS instead. We apply the settings. And this will be my 60-ish FPS configuration, maybe lower effects a little bit more, but this is what worked for me thus far. So we're going to start from the beginning, hopefully no shader compilation stutter. So new game, and we're going to override all my progress, and we skip all this. Okay, first look, as you can see, 30 FPS, but this is a cutscene. Real-time cutscene. But as soon as you get into gameplay situation, well, there we are. Ooh, I forgot. So actually XeSS looks pretty good. But as you can see, those stutters, why do those happen? Well, pretty simple. There's some shaders that are compiled at the start, but most of them are not, unfortunately. So some things, as that one, you'll see for the first time, there is stutters. Hopefully, again, by the time this video is up, which is a couple days before release, this is fixed. But again, here it's Monday, Monday the 23rd, this is being recorded. And the game looks pretty good. I'm pretty impressed.
That's not necessary.
Sure it is, Jackie. I've always wanted to work more closely with you. Don't take it away from me.
So yeah, my biggest issue with the game, those shader compilation stutters. Not sure if those are shader compilation or traversal stutters.
But you should be fine if you use your air dash.
I know.
I love how he says, I know. Okay, no guns? Yeah, no guns. There's some ghosting with this XeSS solution. Ooh. So let me try very quickly FSR2. Again, XeSS is more demanding. So what I usually recommend on Steam Deck, despite FSR2 usually being blockier, you can get better performance, more stable performance. Huh, actually, I think FSR2 looks better in this case. Way sharper, actually. I think it fits the game better. Let's see. Yeah, still there's some pixelation. That is pretty noticeable. So take your pick. XeSS runs worse, but you get a more stable image with some ghosting, or FSR2. But again, other than the stutter, I'm pretty impressed with the numbers, on the Steam Deck at least. Only quality FSR2 or XeSS. Maybe XeSS use it unbalanced. Just don't disable the shadows, do yourself a favor. And I have legs in this game, interesting. But the stutter is what kills it for me. I mean, look at that. So yeah. And there are some drops here and there. And again, there's cube maps now, due to the effects being on medium. If you go for high effects, you get those reflections back. But, I mean, with the cube maps, it looks good enough. You're not going to be looking closely at those things while you're fighting in this. I mean, one shot, one attack, you're dead. So yeah, this is what I would use personally. But if you want a more stable 60, consider lowering the FSR a little bit further, maybe to balanced, which is like 60% resolution. It does look worse, but at least when you're doing those slow motion dodges, which is only right or left, that's why I'm not bothered by using quality. But see, these stutters here, this is what bothers me. That's not cool. It shouldn't be like that. I don't know, it destroys the flow of the game for me. That's why I'm saying it looks like shader compilation stutter. Maybe it's traversal stutter, but... Whoops. But this is what happens when you play the game for the first time. So it leaves a very bad impression the first time. There we go.
So much chrome on these guys. Wonder if you've cut any of them before.
So yeah, as you could see, now when I attack enemies, I don't have those stutters. That's because the shader is loaded. Let me restart from checkpoint. Okay, back here... No. Okay, whatever. The thing is, shader compilation is stutter is an issue. Hopefully I figured it out. Happened on my computer as well, so it's not a Steam Deck specific issue. So yeah, it works pretty well. So let's go into handheld and then I'll show you native resolution as well. Alright guys, we're now in handheld mode. Same as before, same settings, balanced FSR2. If you want to avoid drops when you are doing that dodge in midair, which again I don't think is a big issue because it's slowed down, you're moving left and right and then it goes back up to 60. But if you want a flat-ish 60 without taking into account... Oh, I forgot how to play with the controller. There we go. Jesus. Sorry about that, guys. I've been playing this for a few days with mouse and keyboard. Oh. So yeah, it works well. Some exceptions, such as this part. But again, what ran the worst was the menu for me. It feels smooth enough without taking into account those freaking stutters. Unreal Engine magic, I call it. Ooh, I forgot about that guy.
I've got a feeling he will.
But the game looks pretty good. I'm pretty impressed.
You just had to jinx it, didn't you?
Reduce 2 atoms. But now that I played for a bit, it improved on the stutter side of things because it loaded stuff. I can go around.
Bloodthirsty fuckers.
Did. So yeah, for mostly 60 I recommend this configuration. Let's now do 40 FPS configuration. So one sec. Alright guys, so now the 40 FPS configuration would be 800p native, no FSR or XeSS. Basically high settings, medium shadows. Maybe I can push them to high, but I don't think it's a big deal. So high settings, blur on epic, because again, for the sense of speed, this is one of the few games where I enable motion blur, but again, up to you. And as you can see, it looks gorgeous still. Now it has screen space reflections, better shadows, better resolution. So my advice here is do this. Whoops, not 30, 40. Maybe 45, I'd say. Anyway. So there we go, VSync on, this like this. And wow, it looks gorgeous still. But now reflections are basically screen space.
It's called Gap Jammer.
That's the one, yeah. Look, I know this ain't your first rodeo. I just want to help. Keep things
So yeah, it looks great. But again, this won't save you from the stutter. The stutter is ever present. But it gets better rather quickly in comparison to before. On a week ago when I was playing this, that I got an early code, man, it had a lot of stutter.
How should I know? Do I look like a
It was crazy. So they improved it quite significantly in that front. Now it's not every 2 seconds. It's actually, whoa, it's actually more manageable. Still, I wish it would be gone completely, especially because it should be compiling all the shaders at the start. I mean, the game tells you, hey, we're compiling shaders. Whoops. My bad. Also, there's a DX11 and DX12 option. I gotta check which one I'm using. Compatibility, no, sorry, general. Yeah, I'm playing on DX12 right away because it was less CPU usage. It felt more stable in general, especially with the shader compilation, so DX12 for this one. Reduce 2 atoms. I forget how to block. Jesus. Okay. I did it! But it's a very challenging game, just like the original in that regard. But visuals are better. So if you're fine with some stutters at the beginning, you should be good. And it's nice to have a new game that runs at native resolution on the Steam Deck screen. Pretty crisp. You gotta sacrifice 60 because it won't be 60s all the time, not even close with these settings. So yeah. Other than that, I'm pretty impressed. But I wish the stutter was non-existent.
Once you pull a stunt like this,
Maybe I'm asking for too much.
well, they better be. Once you pull a stunt
But at
like
least
this,
now they compile.
nothing. All the factions,
Oh, Jesus, I'm terrible.
all the factions will be at their throat if
Don't
they
worry,
don't
guys,
secure
I'll
the
get
reactor
there.
as a bargaining chip. And
There we go.
they will fail.
Can't we
Whee!
secure the reactor remotely?
Why didn't I think of that? Oh wait, I did. Zoe's busting her butt right now trying to do exactly that. But your late papa, the architect, made these things network unfriendly. Besides, even if we do prevent them from detonating
Oh, that was close.
Still just break it, and we have enough of a power shortage as is.
Whoops. That was too high. So again, my advice would be the 60 FPS thing. In order to get the most fluid experience. Considering this is a very fast-paced game, but at 40 it's not bad at all actually. Pretty crazy. Especially using a gamepad. With a mouse and keyboard I probably would be annoyed. Yeah, another stutter there. Another one. Oh, Jesus. So yeah, the more you play the game, the less stutters you'll find, basically. Not as egregious as when I first launched the game a week ago.
Politics. There's nobody can come close to it without all the other factions getting all twitchy.
But much better.
That's exactly why we need the Interface Council to work out.
Still happens, you know. That's what bothers me.
Soon, Dharma will just fall apart right in front of our eyes.
Doink. Oh, that wasn't the block button. So yeah, good looking game. It could use a few less stutters. Otherwise, pretty impressive on the Steam Deck in my opinion. And you got native resolution, so good stuff. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did playing this game portably. I've been playing on PC, looks pretty good. Seems to be no ray tracing on this one. The original I think had ray trace reflections, but on the Steam Deck it's completely fine. So that's awesome. Anyway, see you next time. Thanks for watching.